So it inherently creates what we call a circuit split. And it's when a court from one jurisdiction in the federal system contradicts another case in the federal system. We can't let that stand because we've got two different sets of law, which kind of means it has to go to the Supreme Court, which is not necessarily a good thing, right?
We have been actively working on passing gestational protections. I live in Florida. We've got a heartbeat bill that's traveling through our legislature right now. I'm very optimistic that Governor DeSantis will sign that soon. So we're going to continue the fight that we have been in for 49 years and even before that, and are hopeful that, Judge Kaczmarek got it right and that other courts will agree with that.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Judge Kaczmarek.
Chairman Grassley, Ranking Member Blumenthal, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I don't have a prepared statement, but I would like to thank the people who got me to this point. First and foremost, President Trump.
As long as you are challenging federal laws, any U.S. citizen in any jurisdiction could be a plaintiff to that, which means you have the full array of federal judges, including this exorbitant amount of Trump-appointed judges who, the ABA has deemed unqualified, others have deemed unqualified, who are not necessarily going to follow law, fact, reason, logic, science. They're just going to do what they were appointed to do. And so I think if not this judge, this judge is probably their best bet. I'm sure they have a list of others that they could have chosen from. And it's a hard battle. But similarly, we have the other side getting a judge from Washington State who had a ruling that's exactly opposite and said the FDA shouldn't do anything. And then we, of course, will appeal to the Fifth Circuit, which I don't know what will happen when we appeal this decision out of Amarillo to the Fifth Circuit. I don't think it's as predictable as people think. Sometimes the Fifth Circuit has come down on the side of the law instead of on the side of just being a zealot and being religious.
We'll see what happens in the Fifth Circuit as far as ruling on the injunction. Ultimately, we are going to need merits arguments on this case. So this is a long road, but the order yesterday was all about righting a wrong now. Just because the FDA has been getting it wrong for 23 years is not a reason to continue to get it wrong. And that's what this was all about. He stated back to 2000, he said, go back to the drawing board, do the work that you never did, and then come back to the American people and show us what the science really demonstrates.
Well, so what the Biden administration is trying to do is to defend the FDA's authority that will be able to give out access to the pills. Because this precedent that this could make, it's not only right for Texas, but it's the other states in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals and potentially the rest of the nation, which can really stop access to those who are trying to seek a medical and safe abortion. And we know, that people that are going to be most impacted by not having access to these safe and legal pills are people who are low income. They are most likely rural, usually people of color. And so it's disproportionately going to have an impact on those that are already marginalized in American society.
So we think that the judge totally got it right. The FDA has to go back. It has to be transparent with the public about the studies that it relied on to make its decisions, and it's got to follow the science. And the science shows that these drugs are not safe for women or girls.
I was not surprised at all. They picked the exact judge. They picked a good time to challenge the FDA. There's this wave of challenge of administrative agencies. So none of this surprises me. I'm more surprised that people actually believed the holding in Dobbs, the majority in Dobbs, when they said they wanted this to be a state by state decision and not a national abortion ban, because I never believed that. I always knew that the intention was to ban abortion nationally.
This is deeply disappointing and alarming as a political scientist, but as a Black woman and as a mother, of three kids, it's deeply scary to think about someone who just might need access to this pill for a variety of reasons and not be able to get one because of someone's own moral beliefs.